Hi, shipmates. Wow. Food Intelligence, Chapter 7, talks about the food environment. Why is it doing that?
Oh, excuse me, because you have these open.
Oh, okay. I like that. So weird. I had an echo. Sorry about that, you guys.
Oops.
Oh,
Okay.
goodness gracious. All right, there we are. Food environments. And our
It's a long chapter, Jen.
it is a long,
Oh,
fabulous
and I
chapter.
highlighted. I think I highlighted like everything.
I know there's so much good stuff in here. And it talks about how our food environment can really cause obesity, especially how our food environments have changed since the night, especially since the 1980s.
Even since we were kids, it's changed.
Yeah.
If you go into the supermarkets, the number of foods that are in there that are highly ultra processed foods, UHPs. At first, or UPFs.
UPS.
At first, I was thinking, what do they want us to use FedEx instead of UPFs? But no, I was listening to the book on Audible, and I thought, UPS. What's wrong with UPS?
UPS, ultra processed foods. And they talk about that a lot in this chapter, and how ultra processed foods really are making us fat.
Well, and then there were some experiments that he did to determine whether it's the fact that it's processed, or is it just because it's high energy density?
Right.
Or both.
Or both.
Or one but not the other.
Yeah. I really love Kevin Hall, and I'm super excited. He's one of the two authors of Food Intelligence, and he is going to be a guest on our show on Sunday, January 18th, when we do the last chapter, because we are a weight loss book club for busy people. So we do just one chapter a month. So if this is your first time on Anchor Moments, my name's Gina. This is my husband, Jeff. I'm on a GLP-1 journey because I have type 2 diabetes. So I take a Manjaro shot every Monday, and I go live every Monday with a live Q&A. And Jeff, he does not have type 2 diabetes, and he's not taking any GLP-1 medications, but he is trying to have a healthier lifestyle too, and to lose weight and keep it off. So we are working that together.
Lost a pound today.
Did you lose another pound today? Yay! That's great. But how many are you down so far?
I don't
from your
know.
highest?
And you know what? I'm not thinking about that right now.
Okay. Hey.
Because I went up a little bit around Thanksgiving, and so now I'm trying to remember to enter my food on a consistent basis. So I'm entering them in MyFitnessPal, and then putting it on Facebook, and doing each meal with photos so that I stay accountable.
There you go.
Because otherwise it's just easy to say, forget it. I'm over. Let's just have some ice cream.
Yeah. One of the
or Fruit Loops.
Or Fruit Loops. Should we start with the rats?
Yes, let's talk about the rats.
Okay. There were some scientists that wanted to do some experiments with rats, and they needed some fat rats. And so, how are they going to get those rats fat? Now, one way is they would put a higher density, more fatty rat chow. No, because remember the fatty rat chow, the young rats would eat extra and they would get fatter. But the adult rats, they would just eat as much as they would need and then would stop, because adult rats don't want to get fat, and they have an intuition in themselves to eat a set point, to eat about so many calories and stop, because that would be healthier for them.
Well,
but when they're
a
young rat,
it may be more instinct than anything else.
I know, but the instincts, when they're a young rat, if they have an extra fatty, delicious rat chow, they're going to eat more of it and get chubby. But the adult rats being offered the same extra fatty, extra calorie dense rat chow.
Rat chow. I didn't know there was such a thing. Rat chow.
Rat chow, like dog chow and cat chow. There's rat chow.
I didn't know.
And but the adult rats would naturally eat less, so they would keep their weight the same. But the young rats, they hadn't quite figured that out yet, and they'll eat extra of the tastier rat chow.
So they had a problem. They needed some fat rats for these.
Yeah, they need some fat adult rats, evidently.
Experiments.
Yeah, and one way that they figured out that they could make an adult rat fat is to play with their
hypothalamus.
Thank you.
You're
Their
welcome.
hypothalamus. This part of their brain.
Is it?
It's at the front of your brain. I'm pretty sure it's where your hypothalamus.
I don't know.
Oh,
somewhere.
Oh, is it in the back?
In any event,
shoot, I thought it was at the front.
Wherever the hypothalamus is.
Wherever the hypothalamus is in your brain.
If they did surgery on that, they could make them be fat.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't a very good plan, because I think they wanted to also apply these results to humans, and they didn't want to end up doing experiments on humans by doing surgery to their
brains. Right. How many of us are going to want surgery on our brain to lose weight?
No, I'd like to be like that other rat who drags the piece of pizza off to the off the subway or whatever.
That's in the chapter 2. Oh my gosh. So they had a problem. They needed to make the adult rats fat. And giving them fatter, more calorie dense rat chow wasn't doing the trick. Didn't do it. And they wanted to do it without doing surgery on their brain. So what could they do? And as they were trying to figure this out, one day, one of the researchers was eating some Fruit Loops and was a little sloppy.
What is he eating Fruit Loops in the lab for anyway?
I don't know.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, but he was eating Fruit Loops.
But it led to a discovery.
Yeah, and he spilled some Fruit Loops, and some rats went nuts for the Fruit Loops. They loved it. And they said that rats, usually if they get out of the cage, the only thing they want to do is escape and run. But man, you put some Fruit Loops out there, they're going to stop and eat those Fruit Loops instead of running away, because the Fruit Loops were so tasty to them.
I think they followed their nose.
Do you think they followed their nose? That used to be a commercial for Fruit Loops when we were younger. So they decided, hey, let's see if we give rats a bunch of human junk food from the grocery store and see what they do, and see if that'll make them gain more weight.
And the head experimenter said, here, flunky, go out and get some junk food. And, and it came back with chocolate chip cookies and peanut butter and
sweetened condensed milk.
Yeah.
But a lot of, and some sugary cereals like Fruit Loops. And they put that in their cage and let them eat as much as they wanted. And I tell you what, those adult rats, even not just the kid rats, but even the adult rats loved the supermarket junk food. They loved it. They gained 50% more fat in like 10 days or something. They got fat fast. They chowed down on the grocery store foods.
So they had to figure out, what is it in Fruit Loops or these human junk foods that allows the rats to overcome their tendency not to overeat.
Even if they put the extra tasty, calorie dense, more fatty rat chow and gave them the opportunity, and the rat chow, I'm sure, has nutrients in it, and so it's a more nutritious food, and the rats could choose if they wanted to eat that or eat some of the junk food, and they were all over that junk food, man. They didn't even really want the rat chow. They just chowed down on the chocolate chip cookies and all the fun ultra processed grocery store foods, and it got them fat fast.
They also called those things hyper palatable. They are extra tasty, tasty to your palate.
Right. I think Kevin does a lot of it because he's very scientific, and so he's using very scientific words. I'd say food that's extra tasty is extra palatable, and calorie dense. So anyway, so that was in here, and then Kevin, he wanted to try. So this went with rats, and he thought, well, let's try it on humans and see how that goes. And he always has people willing to be in his experiments. He's able to find some adults willing to do that. And so he had a hospital setting with, I believe, 20 people, and he had them in 2 groups. One group had, and in both groups, they were staying in the hospital 24/7, and they were given more calories than they would need in a day. And they were told they could eat as much as they felt like. Okay. And so one group had homemade dishes, food that's not ultra processed, minimally processed, your fruits and vegetables and whole grains and yogurt that's not sweetened with sugar. And they had berries and nuts and but all food that you would make homemade in your kitchen, that you could make homemade in your kitchen. So that kind of food was given to one group of people, and they could eat as much as they wished. And then the other group of people.
That's another thing that they said is a good indicator as to whether something is ultra processed food. If you look at the ingredients list and you say, I could never make this in my kitchen.
Right.
That's a good clue for you right there.
That food is ultra processed. So so just look at the back of the ingredient list. And if you can't buy those ingredients to cook it yourself in your kitchen, that's ultra processed. Yeah. Where they have a lot of extra chemically things that they put in there to make it taste extra good and to last extra long. So anyway, half of the people in the experiment were eating homemade, fresh foods. And then the other half, they were getting hamburgers and hot dogs and chicken nuggets, and they were getting processed meats and processed food that they could eat as much or as little as they wished.
Like food out of boxes.
Yeah. And you know what they discovered? That people who ate the ultra processed food ate 500 more calories a day than the people who ate the unprocessed foods. And the people who ate the unprocessed foods actually lost a little bit of weight. Minimally processed foods. They actually lost a little bit of weight. And the people who ate the highly processed foods gained weight. And that's what they discovered in that experiment.
Yeah, and so, but when they did these experiments, it kind of led to another one. Well, maybe it was due to this, and let's rotate the who has the this diet versus somebody else.
And how did that turn out, Jeff?
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of different experiments that they did. Let me look.
Right.
And see.
Let's see. There was one on page 144. And Kevin thought that he was thinking the difference was mostly going to be on nutrients.
Like salt, sugar, and fat.
Right. And that more, and is it a low-fat diet or mostly protein? He was more into looking at those kinds of things. And he was really surprised. He said, Kevin quickly realized his prediction was dead wrong. The same people spontaneously lost weight and body fat when they were in the minimally processed food environment. And the ultra-processed food environment, on the other hand, caused them to eat some 500 more calories a day. Interestingly, the participants did not report significant differences in their appetite, claiming they experienced similar hunger, fullness, and satisfaction in both diets. So they even liked they liked the homemade food just as much as they liked the ultra-processed foods. And they were equally, ate until they were satisfied. So neither of them felt hungry. They ate as much as they wanted, which was kind of interesting. But then he really saw that, yeah, this ultra processed food does lead to obesity. But then they had to think of, well, why does it lead to obesity? Is it the chemicals in there? Is it, what about it makes it more fattening? And then he said something that was shocking on page 145. And the shocking thing that I have not read in any books about good diet, I have not heard this said by any dietitians, but on page 145 in the middle, he says that did meals with less protein lead to more calorie intake? And the answer to that was no. Said surprisingly no. In contrast to the popular notion that higher protein meals decrease calorie intake, Kevin's study found the opposite. The more protein in a meal, the more calories people consumed. And then it has a little star, and at the bottom it says Kevin's study was not designed to test the effects of protein, and other studies suggest that protein may have a satiating effect, as we discussed in chapter 3. But the more protein in a meal, the more calories people consumed. And he said there were also no diet differences between glucose levels measured using a glucose monitor like a Freestyle Libre. So it wasn't blood sugar spikes that drove overeating. People even burn fewer calories during the minimally processed diet period, probably because they had cut calories and started losing weight without knowing it. So it wasn't about a slowing metabolism either. But what about energy density? Bingo. The number of calories per gram of food on the plate appeared to be a major cause of overeating. And this was true regardless of the level of processing.
The interesting thing about that, I thought, Gina, was one of the reasons that they do some processing of foods, like we read in the salt, sugar, fat book, when we read about all the history of all the different companies that were changing their food to be able to make them compete better, to be able to sell more, and also to be able to increase profits by making it so that they last longer on the shelf. They have shelf life, Oh, well, if we take water out, if it's a dry thing, it'll last longer on the shelf. So by doing that, that also concentrates the energy density. And now correct me if I'm wrong, didn't people who had the stuff that was more concentrated, higher energy density, would eat more of it? Like they're eating like the same amount of volume maybe,
right?
But really they're taking in a lot more calories.
Exactly. And that what made me think when I was listening to that part of the book, because we listened to the chapter last night and then we read it early this afternoon right before going live. So that way we'd really be ready to discuss this with you. But what it made me think of is fruit. When you eat dried fruit versus regular fruit, you guys look at the food labels of things like dried mango, which is really delicious, dried banana chips. Oh my gosh, I love those too. Dried raisins compared to a grape. And so if you put a real mango and then dried mango, a real banana versus dried banana, real grapes and how heavy, or even think of grapes. Most people have had grapes. Think about grapes. You can have a bowl of grapes and maybe have like I don't know, 30 grapes would fill a nice big bowl. But 30 raisins, you can fit 30 raisins, in the bottom of your hand. But raisins are just dried grapes. And raisins are very, very calorie dense because all of that moisture is gone. That's in a grape. And so it's not as filling to eat raisins.
We're not saying that all dried food is bad.
No, but they're more calorie dense.
More calorie dense. And so they're trying to figure out what is causing people to gain weight. Is it ultra processed foods? Is it the calorie density? Mm-hmm. Is it something else?
Oh, yeah. And then if you have things like, think of a potato. Do you know 3 ounces of a potato is only, I think it's just a little around 100 calories. But 3 ounces of potato chips, oh my gosh, an ounce of potato chips, of full fat potato chips, I think it's like, I don't know, like 160, 170 calories, something like that.
I was thinking like 200.
Maybe around 200. I don't know. It depends probably on what kind you're having. Are you having Cheetos? Are you having, 200. Yeah. But over 150 calories, about 150 to 200 calories an ounce. So 3 ounces could be about 600 calories, but 3 ounces of a potato is only 100 calories. That's a big difference. And it's got fat in there too, which makes it extra tasty, and salt in there that makes it even extra tasty. And you put all of that, and like Frito-Lay used to have a commercial that say you can't eat just one.
And the Doritos commercial that said, don't worry,
we'll make more. Exactly. So some of this is calorie density. And then I think of when he said that on the minimally processed food, if it was calorie dense and hyper palatable, it would be about the same as eating an ultra processed food. And I thought about that, and I thought about my grandma and how she would cook. My Italian grandma was a fabulous cook. And one of the things that she would make that was really good was lasagna. Well, her homemade lasagna, even though it was homemade and she made everything from scratch, very calorie dense. You got that heavy full fat ricotta cheese and Italian sausage in there. And her Italian sausage isn't going to be a lean Italian sausage. It's going to have the full fat in there. The spaghetti sauce probably, I don't know, might have a little bit of sugar added to it. I don't know. But all of that together, and it was very heavy. If you were to weigh a slice of her lasagna, it would be very, very heavy, even a piece that wouldn't be that particularly big. So very, very, very calorie dense, but delicious, highly palatable. And if I have, it'd be very easy to eat too much lasagna and have take in too many calories when she'd make lasagna and maybe a cheesecake for dessert. Think of a homemade cheesecake. Oh my gosh, that stuff is so calorie dense.
But you know what? Remember in the part where it said your grandma makes an apple pie, and how many times can your grandma make an apple pie? She's not a factory. It's not like these factories are churning out apple pies. And they are doing things with the apple pies to make them as craveable as possible. And they can do all this kind of stuff to it in a manufacturing kind of factory process that you'd never have with like your grandma making that at home
every day.
And they were trying to figure out, well, what makes these so hyper palatable? And I like
the ultra processed foods, hyper palatable.
And there were it says no end to the theories. Is it the soft textures of the ultra processed foods that increases the speed of eating?
Well, some of them are crispy,
insoluble fiber, which can block some of the absorption of the calories.
There would be less fiber.
Is it because they extract the water from the food to concentrate more calories per bite, their energy density? Mm-hmm. Is it some flavor additives? Remember
they have those too.
Think of Cheetos. About those in
all the orange stuff. Yeah.
And they do all these tests with people who haven't come in. Which one do you like better? Or how would you best describe this thing? On a scale from 1 to 10, blah, blah, blah. And they do all this.
They talked about that
one. The crave point. exactly right.
Right. And I like
who
that.
was really good at that, Gina? Besides food manufacturers?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
The tobacco industry.
Who bought up all these food companies?
Yeah, they're really good at getting you to crave stuff.
Yeah. And then is it too little protein to adequately satiate it? But that may not be it. Or is it, do they push out healthier foods like whole fruits and veggies? Or is it combinations of ingredients, that make the ultra processed foods very addictive? Anyway,
it's a combination of all those things. Possibly. I think.
And what
it's got a lot of that in there.
I remember reading about the stuff in the Salt, Sugar, Fat book and how
we did this book 2 books ago. We did 1 chapter a week, and we still have the playlist of that. And Kevin Hall, he does talk about this book in this chapter and some of the things learned from this book.
And he wasn't convinced about the nutrient only, the nutrients causing the differences. But I think, to be fair to Salt, Sugar, Fat, he did talk about how they varied other things to get it just right. The mouth feel, remember that? And they
have a special machine to make sure that
the masticator,
yeah,
that would simulate human chewing.
Yeah, so like your chips would be just the right amount of crunchiness and stuff. Which was really pretty.
It's kind of like what the tobacco companies did with cigarettes to make them as addictive as possible.
And craveable.
Do you remember the part in the book where it talked about how they're looking at addiction and the dopamine response?
Oh yeah, want to talk about the dopamine response,
I just
Jeff?
did.
Okay.
Do you remember that part? I'll look up the details again. But it's really hard for someone to end up being truly addicted in the same way as people would be addicted to something like cocaine, to food. Mm-hmm. There are some people that are, and there's a 4 or 5 point checklist. You can say, does it do this? Do you do this? Do you do this? Oh, yep, you're addicted. But for the most part, it doesn't necessarily either work exactly the same way as something like cocaine does, or the sensory thing that they were doing to determine whether it affects you in as much as like an addiction to like cocaine. It's just the scale was not set high enough because you're comparing it to cocaine, so it wouldn't necessarily pick that up. Go ahead.
Also, they talked about a little bit, we want to have a safe food environment, and to make some safe food environments for yourself.
And for your kids.
And for your kids. It was funny. My kids growing up, they would complain. We did not have a lot of junk food in our house. We did not. And part of that was because, I know, they used to call it Cambodia. It's like, we live in Cambodia, Mom. When we go to our friends' houses, they have they have Oreos and chips and Pop-Tarts and all these wonderful things. We don't have them at our house. There's nothing to eat here. And I'd say, yes, there is. There was always good things to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So they weren't starving. They could have 3 meals a day that were healthy. And I always had the healthiest bread possible that would have the most fiber possible. For the longest time, we even had Ezekiel bread in the freezer.
Ezekiel bread. And you had to freeze that.
And you had to freeze that. Yeah, because it would mold in the refrigerator really fast. So I always had very fiber dense bread, and I would tell them you could always have toast, and I would say, yay, toast, they could have toast. We always had apples, we always had bananas, we always had carrots in the house. We always had things like that they could snack on, but we only had healthy things. And part of it is because I wanted to be a mom and give them good nutrition. But you guys, I was a very overweight mom. And if we would have had all that junk food in the house, oh my gosh, I would have been 1,000 pounds. I, I knew it'd be too hard for me to stop. And I knew when I grew up and I was a kid, I was not fat. I was normal sized when I was a kid, but my family was poor. We did not have the money to have snacks in our house. And so if I was really hungry after school or something, I could always make myself toast. Yay, toast. But I didn't have junk food in the house. And because my family couldn't afford it. But by not having junk food in the house, I didn't battle obesity till I went to college, is when I started having, I was more overweight. And then later, after I had kids, boy, the pounds just kept piling and piling and piling and piling on. And then I had to battle obesity. But I was so glad that I had a food desert growing up where I did have food. I wasn't malnourished. I had breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but I didn't have snack food. And when in eighth grade, I went and visited my grandmother for a week. And when I came back after being at my grandmother's house for 1 week, where she made homemade calorie dense foods that were so delicious, lots of lasagna and things, and eggplant parmesan. And we had a big bowl of ice cream every night before we went to bed. And and she had whole milk. And I remembered that it was just like so creamy. I was at her house for 1 week in eighth grade, 1 week. And I came back and I had gained like 10 pounds. My mom was shocked. And they didn't have stretchy pants back then. So my clothes were tight.
Didn't your grandma say, here, eat some more, have some more lasagna? And then afterwards, the next day you'd come down and she'd say, you're getting fat.
She used to do that to my dad. My dad grew up as an obese kid. She did that to my dad.
Oh, sorry.
She didn't do that to me.
I think food desert really refers to not having spots or stores that you can go to that have a good quality selection of food. So for instance, some places there are no grocery stores nearby in areas that might be impoverished. Maybe they don't have enough gas even to be able to drive far away to get to a grocery store with a lot of selection. And they call those food deserts because if you just have to go to the gas station to buy your groceries,
and they're going to be more expensive groceries too.
And you might be buying Slim Jims and this, and I mean, it won't be the same quality of food that you'd be getting.
That's true. Well, I like to create a little food desert in my house. What I mean by that, I like to have my house be a safe zone. And Jeff, you might get mad at me, so please don't get mad at me, but I hope Mindy is able to watch this, Mayor Mindy, on replay, because I'm not sure if she is in.
Why would I get mad?
Because I am going to unplug the computer and I'm going to take it to the kitchen. Can I do that? Will this stay on? Can I unplug? Is it possible? And then I can just carry it over into the kitchen? I didn't tell Jeff in advance I was going to do this. Mayor Mindy, we visited her, but she lives in North Carolina.
It's just sitting on there, Gina.
Do you think it would stay on?
Well,
if it stays plugged in, because the computer, the laptop has a.
You're planning on showing inside of our fridge?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
I was going to show the inside of our refrigerator. And so, let's see.
All right.
If I unplug this, can I carry it and I can show?
Unplug that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the power.
Oops. Here we go. All right, Mindy.
Wait.
When we went to Mindy's house, we did a live at her house. Mindy has lost over 100 pounds. And during the live, I surprised her and I said, hey, what does someone who lost 100 pounds keep in the refrigerator? Let's go look in your fridge. And she was like, and we opened up the fridge. Her refrigerator was immaculate, you guys. If I was going to surprise anybody by looking at the refrigerator, Mayor Mindy was a good one to go to, because her house was full of nutritious food in her refrigerator. And her husband is a fabulous chef. and he would make, he had pre-cooked chicken and some raw chicken and stuff like that, but he had like all good, healthy ingredients in her refrigerator.
Gina,
lots of vegetables and stuff.
Wait, I have to carry this. Don't go too fast. Wait, we have an external drive on here too, Gina, so I have to.
Okay. So I'm going to go real slow here, but I'm going to show you.
This.
Yeah, this was not planned. So this is a spur of the moment, me thinking, hey, you know what? I am going to pay Mindy back and surprise Jeff by showing you guys what's in my fridge. But I need to have a safe environment for me. Otherwise, I'll be 1,000 pounds. And so here is what the inside of my fridge looks like. Off? Well, I think if I go like this.
Okay.
Dun, da, da, da. So here's some of the things that I have in my house that have been helping me lose over 50 pounds and keep over 50 pounds off. When I buy my milk, I do get filtered milk that they take out some of the sugar out of the milk. And so this is higher in protein density, Fairlife milk. So I always have Fairlife milk. And I even get the Fairlife chocolate milk. And I make ice cream out of it using my Ninja Creamy.
High protein.
And it makes a high protein ice cream because 1 cup of this chocolate milk has 140 calories, but 13 grams of protein, which isn't bad because even this milk here, a cup of it is 120. So there's only 20 more calories to get the chocolate flavoring in there. And this also 13 grams of protein in a glass of milk. So it's a higher protein milk, and I love it. I get yogurt that's the plain Greek yogurt, and I like to put vanilla in it and a little bit of honey. Super delicious. I also use this as sour cream instead of sour cream because it's high in protein.
I used it with my tamale today.
Yeah.
For lunch.
I always have cottage cheese in my fridge. Just, because it's another protein thing that I can have quickly if I'm really hungry or I don't have time to cook something. I'll have cottage cheese with like a little fruit in it, or I'll put cottage cheese in my scrambled eggs. Oh, that song is my refrigerator telling me the door is open. I've got I love having bell pepper strips. That makes a nice quick snack. That's some zucchini. I always have apples on hand. Apples are high in fiber, and I need a lot of fiber, especially being on Manjaro, so that way
it's soluble fiber.
And it's soluble fiber, which is really good. I've got mushrooms. This is my favorite bread. Very high in fiber. Dave's Killer Good Seed bread. Jeff really likes these, the Oikos sugar-free, but pre-flavored yogurts. But I like to do mine just plain with a little bit of honey and vanilla in it. What else do we got? Oh, love this. Also high in fiber. These Thomas English muffins that are 100 calories, but they have 8 grams of fiber in it, and they're really pretty tasty. I've got some ravioli for a fast dinner. Yeah, so that's a lot of what I have. I also have eggs, cheese in my drawers, in my little refrigerator drawer here.
Rotisserie chicken already broken up into single serving.
Yeah. So chicken breast,
so we can
4
add
ounces.
All kinds of things.
Right. So we always have that pre-done. I really like this prosciutto, and I get a brand that it's only pork and salt is the only 2 ingredients. And then in my freezer, can we see it?
If you
like that, laptop, I won't drop your laptop. I've got frozen fruit in there. And then I also have some dinners that are pre-cooked, and I freeze like I like to do. That's my vegetable soup frozen.
And Grant, I love using my Ninja Creamy. And then this is one of my chocolate milk with PB Fit in it. And it's super good. And I throw a little bit of Vital protein.
Butter ice cream.
Yeah. And then some other, frozen homemade meals that I could heat up myself if I want. But just to give you a little glance of what my refrigerator looks like. And if we go into my pantry, but my pantry's got a lot of stuff. Just shaking. No, he's so afraid I'm going to drop the computer. But again, like in my pantry, I've got I don't know, some canned vegetables, and the pasta I use is the Berea Plus because it has a little bit of protein in it.
I have to get through here first. Follow me.
But I try to keep junk food out of the house and only have it.
Don't set it down.
Set it down. Don't set it down.
Thank you.
But I try to keep food that is, I try to keep as much ultra processed food out of my house as possible because I kind of end up being in the seafood diet. If I see the food, I want to eat it. And so I want to be sure that I have as many things as possible to be able to cook something delicious or chop something up and eat it that would be both delicious and nutritious. And if I want a special treat that would be more calorie dense or whatever, I have to leave the house and have it. So like if we wanted to go out for ice cream or something, but you have the one serving and then you come back home again.
Using that chocolate milk, the Fairlife chocolate milk, the PB Fit, and making that into ice cream that I can sprinkle 100 calories of walnuts all broken up into chunks. It is just so delicious. I look really forward to it every night. We have it.
Yeah, and I've got a Ninja Creamy machine that really breaks it up and turns it into the right texture of ice cream.
It's only 300 calories for
with the
ice
walnuts.
Cream plus the walnuts.
Yeah, and it's a big bowl of it too, and really delicious. So anyway, so there's there's a surprise look at. She just lost 50 pounds. What does she have in her fridge? What does she keep in her fridge? That one's for you, Mindy. That was what my fridge looks like.
Trip, okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Spur of the moment. It's kind of how I did it to Mindy too. Oh, and she was a really good sport about it, and her refrigerator was amazing. But
was there anything in there that makes you addicted to food?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. Just some things that are healthy. And like I say, and I love ice cream. There's so many things, I don't have to have anymore. I don't need to have like Oreos anymore. I don't have to have, some of that other stuff that's not good for me. But you know what? I need to have some ice cream. But when I make the ice cream with my Ninja Creamy using Fairlife chocolate milk, oh my gosh, it's so delicious. And a little bit of PB Fit, which is like a powdery peanut butter, and it has less fat in it. And I put a couple of scoops of that in there and blend it all up. And then Jeff and I each get half of that container. And when the Ninja Creamy really kind of fluffs it, and just makes it wonderful. So you get a real big bowl of it and full of protein. So it's really good. So I'm trying to find other ways that I can eat some nutritious food that is still highly palatable. I don't know, delicious, and be able to have some delicious things too. Oh, and another one of my favorite treats, you guys, is I take an apple and I slice it up, a nice, fresh, crisp, juicy apple into slices. And then I get a little bit of my yogurt, my plain Greek yogurt. And, hey, a lot of times I'm slicing it up myself. Okay. Jeff is the best apple slicer. I cannot slice an apple for Jeff because he will not eat my apple slices because I don't slice them good enough.
No, I so he usually part of the apple.
But I've been slicing sometimes my own apple, and because I'll eat it even if it's not perfect. But I'll make some apple slices. I'll get Greek yogurt. I'll put in a little bit of honey, and an entire tablespoon of honey, 60 calories. half a tablespoon of honey, 30 calories, and sometimes if I'm doing a small amount, I just need a teaspoon of honey, 20 calories, not bad. And there's a vanilla paste that I get that's really good. And I'll put a little bit of that vanilla in, stir it. And then I take my apple slice and I dip it in the yogurt oh gosh, you guys, it is so crazy delicious and really, really healthy. Just like when in Food Intelligence, when he had the 20 people living in this special place that's kind of a hospital-like setting, the 20 people that were eating the natural foods that were not processed, they weren't complaining about it. They thought everything was delicious.
Right. In fact, all of them pretty much said about the same level of satisfaction with the food that they were eating, but some were eating the high processed or ultra processed foods and hyper palatable.
Mm-hmm. But there's some really great stuff that you guys that aren't ultra processed that are delicious and nutritious too. So it doesn't have to be a pain to eat healthy.
One of the things that can help me, I think, from reading this chapter to be safer when we go to a grocery store and not buy the things that are going to make me fat is the part here where it says the explosion of ultra-processed, hyper-palatable products coincided with the time which America's biggest tobacco companies owned some of America's largest food brands. And I don't want to fall into their tricks,
traps.
Their traps of, let's see how addictive we can make this for Jeff, so he'll buy more of our stuff. And okay, he gets fat and ruins his health, but at least we got money. That kind of attitude can help me, because it's not, like they said, it isn't just willpower that is failing or some moral thing that you're lacking that makes you overeat. It's this food environment. And when you go to the grocery store, how much stuff is around in there that is ultra processed, where the percentage has just gone up and up and up.
Yeah. And product placement too, like the candy bars being where you check out, and bags of chips right where you're checking out. So to tempt you one last time, one more thing that you can buy before you leave that you don't necessarily need, because it's not not a lot of nutrients in that calorie dense food. Oh, did you see my nuri? Grant says, I love nuri. Yeah, and I make other ice creams too with my Ninja Creamy. I also make a really good vanilla ice cream using my plain Greek yogurt and vanilla and honey. And then sometimes I'll make it like that. And then I'll put some pineapple on there, some pineapple and pineapple juice, and freeze it together and then blend it up. Oh my gosh, you guys, so good. So lots of different flavors. And another one I like is I use the strawberry nuri protein drink and add a little bit of yogurt to it to make it thicken a little bit more, a little yogurt with a little bit of vanilla added to my plain Greek yogurt and a little bit of honey, and put that together with the strawberry nuri. Oh, so good, you guys. And you can put a little bit of fresh strawberries in there too, and freeze it and then blend it in your Ninja Creamy. Oh, so many good flavors. But Jeff's very, very, very favorite is the chocolate peanut butter one. So I make that one a lot because that's his very favorite, with a half ounce of walnuts.
Making people hungry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, do you have anything else from the chapter? We can go into the comments because this is a live. And so be sure to share. And I have some people sharing now, so I'm going to see what they have to say. And any thoughts that you have of anything that we've said so far. And if you had any wins this week, because we really love sharing each other's wins, because we are a community of shipmates all in the same boat together on a journey to good health. All right.
Well, I found the list of the points that they can determine whether something is addictive to you or not.
Oh,
okay. When we're talking about things like cigarettes or food.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
They elicit strong cravings,
Mm-hmm.
You eat them compulsively.
Okay.
They have mood-altering effects.
Ooh.
And they hook us so we keep coming back for more. I guess there's only 4.
So there you go. Yes. All right.
14% of the population and about 30% of people with obesity are estimated to have food addiction. So it's not a big percentage, but some people do. It does act in their bodies the same, and brains the same way other addictive drugs do.
I shared this story one other time when I was on Weight Watchers and we didn't have kids yet. And we were both school teachers at the time. And I came home before Jeff and I was a starving Marvin. And when Jeff came home, I greeted him at the door and I went and shoved him on the couch. I got on top of him and I started shaking his shoulders and I said, "Where are the cookies? Where are the cookies? Where are the cookies?" And Jeff was like surprised and he's like, "There's cookies? There's cookies? Where?" And I'm like, "Yes, where are the cookies? Where are the cookies?" And he was hoping there was cookies.
Response,
yeah. Oh my gosh, I was going crazy. I wanted cookies so bad. It was driving me nuts.
Again,
yeah, I'm sorry. It's just like breaking that addiction. So yeah, I think I'm one of those people that do get addicted to all that kind of stuff. And so it's just better for me to not have it in the house.
Gina.
Yeah.
When I've been craving something crunchy and crispy like potato chips,
mm-hmm.
You know what I've been eating lately?
What have you been eating this week? Yeah, Jeff loves crunchy things. So he's got some red cabbage and carrot slices.
Yeah.
And he can eat a ton of it.
Yeah. And I'll eat as much of that as I want.
Exactly. And a lot better nutrition too. All right, we got
sweet, a little bit crunchy. Yeah. Well, very crunchy.
Hey, we got Paula in the house. Yay. And Laura Miller's here. Woohoo. And let's see here. And we got Denise in the house. And we got Manjaro Journey with Pam. Yay. And Manjaro Journey with Pam, she's lost 160 pounds and has kept it off. She's been a guest on my show before too. And is it your anniversary, Pam? And Pam says, I was on my vibration plate and recording and realized the time. Yes, we went to our new Hard Rock Casino last night and we spent last weekend together at the beach. Oh, what a romantic anniversary. That's great, Pam. And let's see here. Oh, yeah, and Paula thought maybe it was today. And we got Stealth Health in India. Hi, welcome. And everyone here, we have the most wonderful shipmates. Love you guys to pieces. And we got JLP1 Journey in Review. And I am going to get the opportunity to be Lori's guest. I think Tuesday. I'm not sure if we're doing it live or if we're taping it and then she'll be playing it later. But you'll want to be checking for that. But Jeff and I are going to be on her show this next week. I'm really looking forward to that. And Paula says it takes a lot more potato chips to fill up than a potato for me. Some potato chips, cough, cough, Lays, are hard for me to put down. I got it. That's so true. And Pam says, that their Calamity Jane and some other people did a fun live cooking show with the low carb queen, Calamity Jane and Kennedy K. Oh, we'll have to watch that sometime too.
Did they carry their laptop into the kitchen?
Probably not. Oh gosh. And Paula says, we went to New York City and there was this fabulous deli across the street from our hotel. The cheesecake was to die for. That is why I didn't lose any weight on that vacation. Oh, I know it. I hear you. Hey, I'll give you a sneak peek for Monday. I had 2 Thanksgiving dinners to go to on Thursday. And then my mom came into town with my stepdad on Friday and we went out to dinner Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. Tuesday morning.
I wonder what the results were.
Tuesday morning, I was up 2 pounds from 5 days of eating more calories than I normally do.
That's not bad.
But only 2 pounds is like amazing. Usually when I am with family, especially my parents, and they take us out to great restaurants where there's, you know, we get the appetizers, alcohol, and dessert with our dinner. So we're really spoiled rotten for all those days. And usually I gain at least 5 pounds, and I have gained 11 pounds in 8 days with my mom before. So to only be up 2 pounds was really great.
The food environment.
Yes, because our food environment changed. And so then we're around all this extra calorie dense, highly palatable, delicious food.
And these restaurants, they're probably trying to get the recipe just right so that you'll come back and eat some more.
Yeah, so there'll be extra calorie dense.
Hyper palatable.
Yeah. But for those 2 pounds that I gained, what made it less than the 5 or more, I did a couple of tricks. One is if it was a restaurant and they had any kind of fish on the menu, even though I still had appetizers and I still had one alcoholic drink, I didn't have more than one. So I limited myself to one drink. I would eat whatever fish that they had. I would pick whatever looked like their best fish dish. But I still ate the appetizers, which were a variety of stuff. I still had one bite of dessert. One of my tricks is I would take my grandson, I would put him in the stroller and I'd take him for a quick walk. Because by then he'd been, after everyone's done eating, he's getting a little bored. So I put him in the stroller and I'd take him on a quick walk while everyone ordered dessert. And then when I came back, Jeff would save me one bite, but that's all I needed. One bite of dessert, and I'd have one bite, and I felt, I didn't feel deprived because I still got to taste whatever,
I didn't
a bite of dessert.
You one bite.
I know, but by the time I came back, Jeff had a bite left. I'd say, "That's mine. I would have one bite and taste it," but I didn't want my own dessert, but I just needed a bite, and so that was really helpful. But here's my best news.
Yeah.
So Tuesday, I took out my food journal. And I started right back on track, eating and writing down what I was eating. And this morning, or actually, I didn't weigh myself this morning because I went to another charity event this morning. Yesterday morning, when I weighed myself on Friday, so I had Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I had 3 days of food journaling, exercising, doing all my things. I lost the 2 pounds I gained. So I'm back even Steven. Which is a miracle for me because usually after my parents leave, well, then I'm sad. I'm sad that they're gone. I miss them. I love going out to eat with them, and I've gotten, into some bad food habits again. And then it takes me a while to get back on the bandwagon. But I decided this time I was still going to enjoy special foods while I was with them, but I was going to do a couple of tricks. Another trick was, I ate less for breakfast and lunch so I could bank some of my calories for the evening meal. Another trick was having one day I didn't, all I did was I had a protein drink before I left the house. So that way I wasn't starving. That took the edge off. But I didn't have anything else. So I had a full amount of calories minus 150 for dinner. So I could really enjoy that. That was the day. There was one day that my mom cooked lasagna on Sunday. And I definitely wanted to have my mom's lasagna. And she made my favorite ice cream dessert thing with an Oreo cookie crust. Oh my God, it's amazing. And I wanted to be sure I could have some of that. So that day I only had 150 calories and that was it before going there. And it was a protein drink, about less than an hour before dinner. And that helped. It took the edge off and I still got to enjoy all my stuff, but I had plenty of calories banked for it.
And for lunch, what kind of sandwich ain't too fattening?
Half a sandwich. So anyway, so I did do some things to make it so it wouldn't be as bad. And so I was up 2 pounds Tuesday morning, but by Friday morning of having 3 days of back to eating 12 to 1400. Some days I was just 1200 though, calories. for 3 days in a row and getting lots of extra exercise in, my 2 pounds are gone and I'm back to even Steven again, which was good. And let's see. And Paula says, I love New York City. Oh, she wants to see the Rockettes. Would be fun this time of year. Hey, we got Cindy, Taz the Bulldog's mom in the house. And Pam says, I feel bad because my grandson's friend down the street came over and would eat snacks at our house because he wasn't given them at home. Oh, yeah. And my kids were that way too. Not a lot of snacks at our house, except for, holidays or like birthday, that kind of thing. Hey, we got Michelle in the house. Hey, Michelle. Hey, and Grant's even popping in, and he's having a really fun day with family today too. And Barb says, I'm here too. She's multitasking. And I want to thank Barb and Grant and Mayor Mindy, because they are my new administrators helping me out, moderators, in case we had some really horrific amount of trolls on Monday. First time in 99 weeks I ever had a troll during a live, and they've got their little troll blasters ready. And let's see. And Sandy says, hey, Sandy's in the house. I'm late, but glad to be on. Glad to have you guys. And sorry I'm a day early, but I'm in charge of a big event tomorrow for kids. So can't do it tomorrow. We got everyone just so friendly with each other. Love you guys. Hey, and frankly, Michelle loves Fairlife chocolate milk too. It's so good. It's one of my favorite. Yes. And Paula says, I love the shakes, but they do not love you. Oh, poo. And when Pam says, I like the size of your fridge too. Thanks. And Paula says, they upset your stomach, Michelle? I've heard that. The Premier Protein shakes do that to me.
Wonder what it is.
Yeah. And frankly, Michelle says, yes, it does really badly. Oh dear. Yep. So you gotta do whatever works best for you. And frankly, Michelle says, we'll find out because I just bought the Fairlife chocolate milk. Hopefully that'll work for you, Michelle. They, even though it's made with real cow's milk, they pull out the lactose or lactase. Lactose. And so for people who are lactose intolerant, that's already taken out of it, even though and then the rest is just regular milk. They just pull that out. And then it makes it more protein dense, what's left. And I love it. Fairlife milk is my jam. It's my fave. And Barb says, I have lactose intolerance, but I can do Fairlife very well. And Michelle says, Paula, when it comes to milk products, it is hit or miss. 2% cottage cheese is okay, but Fairlife shake's not. Oh, okay. You know what? The Fairlife shake, their protein drink shake, I wonder if it's not ultra filtered like the regular milk that you get that has to be refrigerated in the refrigerator.
Where else would you refrigerate it?
Well, but the protein drink doesn't have to be refrigerated unless you opened it.
Okay.
And it might still have the and they might not have taken out the lactose. I wonder. Interesting. The Manjaro Journey with Pam says, I have 3 different PB Fits in my pantry too. Original, cookie mix, and brownie. I didn't even know there was other flavors. I just do the regular peanut butter one. I love it. So good. But I'll have to look for those others. And Pam says, me too, Barb. Lactose sensitive, and I can handle Fairlife and Nuri. Oh, that's good. Grant loves Nuri too. And I have turned Grant on to making ice creams with his Ninja Creamy. We're going to be visiting him in West Virginia, and hopefully we'll be able to make a little ice cream when
She might want to raid your fridge, not raid.
Yeah, just be pre-warned, Grant. If we do a live there, it is kind of fun to see what do people have in the refrigerator. People who are successful at losing weight, what's in their fridge? What are they eating? What are key ingredients that they keep in their house that helps them to eat healthy and lose weight?
Red dye number 2.
No. The fun, Pam says, the fun impromptu fridge. That's right. So just a warning for anyone else, if we get to come in our van and visit you in your state and you let us stay. Yeah. And we have a fridge in the van, a microwave in the van. We've got a bed in the van. So if we come to your house and you let us sleep in your driveway, you don't even have to wash sheets in your house or anything, because we got everything we need in the van. And we could do a live with you in your house, and we can check out your fridge, see what you're making. Oh, and I'm making Lori hungry for GeoPo Journey Review. And Barb says, if I ate ice cream as often as it sounds like y'all do, I would weigh 40 pounds more. I've had ice cream 3 times in 3.5 years. Ice cream is a danger food for me. Keeping regular ice cream in the house before I did Manjaro was extremely dangerous for me. And but when I make the ice creams with the Ninja Creamy,
it's frozen solid.
It's frozen solid.
You cannot just go and take a bite. You have to.
You have to put it in the machine, and then it's got to blend it. It kind of shaves it.
In fact,
and stirs it.
You do that the best. I don't know how to do it, so I'm dependent on her making it for me. So that kind of is makes it safer for me too. It can be right there, and I can't even eat it.
Yep. Because I always remix it, and I always really scrape the sides really good, so that way it doesn't have any icy kind of thing. I push all that around and stir it extra good, and then I blend it a second time where they has a button that says remix, and oh my gosh, it just makes it creamy, smooth, fabulous. But I'm putting natural ingredients in there, like when I do make the vanilla, I'm using plain Greek yogurt, a little bit of honey, vanilla. And then I'll put some fruit on there. So if I want strawberry, I'll put strawberry in there. Pineapple, I'll put pineapple in there, but real natural. And then freeze it, and then blend it. And crazy delicious. And it's real food. It's and full of nutrition, but tastes like ice cream. And that's what gets me through, because ice cream's my favorite thing. And Paula says, I don't like PB2. The taste is gross to me. I'd rather just have peanut butter. Yeah. When I do, like if I'm having peanut butter toast, I'm doing the real deal. I do a little Skippy on my, usually Skippy. Creamy is usually
You don't really taste it in the ice cream. I mean, it has a flavor of,
it has the flavor of
peanut butter, but it's not.
So it tastes
I don't
kind of peanut butter
care
chocolatey.
For taking the PB Fit and mixing it with water and putting it on toast,
because it's just not as good.
But,
though I do like PB Fit with a little water or whatever, and stirred into to a little paste thing. And I'll dip apples.
That's really good.
And dipping celery sticks. Yeah. I'll do that, and I like it that way.
Real peanut butter for that.
Yeah. And ice cream's not her thing. That's okay. We're all a little different. And Manjaro Pam says, I love Nuri now too, even more than Fairlife, and it's a little cheaper. I like that Nuri comes in an aluminum can too, so it's better for recycling.
Oh, that's a good point.
And Michelle says, I don't know if I had any ice cream since I've been on a GLP-1 almost a year. And that's great. And Michelle has lost a lot of weight. I've been following her on Facebook. I'm so proud of you, Michelle. She's well over 100 pounds down now. I'm just super proud of her. And yeah. And let's see. And Paula says, junk food in the house does not bother me, just M&Ms. Wow. It still bothers me. It's still a seafood diet. See it, and then I want to eat it. Barb says, I could never imagine having a 300-calorie dessert. That's how much my meals are. I know. But if you have it where it's high in protein, my PB Fit has protein. The Fairlife chocolate milk is full of protein. And then I throw in 1 scoop of Vital Protein collagen in there. So I'm having a half a scoop, because all of this I'm eating half. I have half and Jeff has half. But yeah, and it's got a lot of the same nutrient contents as meal. And so I just have like a smaller dinner and then have that right after it. Oh, so good. And and walnuts, a meal kind of a thing. I don't know where all you can find Nuri, but I get my Nuri at Costco. And Barb says, I saw that Nuri at Publix. I just passed it by. I don't need something else to stop eating if I love it. That's true. I like the strawberry one because it tastes like strawberry quick to me. And hey, Cindy says, I was in a stall, but just lost 3 pounds. And we moved our wedding day to December 23rd. Yay! Congratulations, Cindy. That's fabulous. And to break your stall, this is the week after Thanksgiving. I'm proud of you. And Cindy says, I think I wasn't losing because of stress from the wedding. Yeah. We love our loved ones, but boy, put together a wedding can be stressful. And so that's cool. Cindy's getting married. And Barb says, oh, that was the first wedding date that she had in 1982. Oh my gosh. And Michelle says, Lori, I saw your video today. It was so real. Great job. Oh, cool. And Denise says, yeah, can't wait to watch. We'll have to check it out. And Paula says, my win is finally getting out of a stall and actually losing Thanksgiving week. Woohoo! Wow. Proud of you. Yeah, that is awesome. And Paula says, thank you. She was in a stall since July. So frustrating. Oh, I hear you, Paula. I was on a 4-month stall from May through September. And then in October, I lost 4 pounds. And in November, I lost 2 more. And it is so frustrating when you go 4 straight months and gain and lose the same 2 pounds. And Michelle says, Paula, any clue what helped to break it? Was it extra food? Paula says, Gina, I am seeing a dietitian. Wow, with the Southwest Dietitian Group now. So excited for the accountability. Oh, I'm so glad. I had Maya on 2 or 3 weeks ago on a Manjaro Monday Live, and she's going to do another one with us. So I'm really excited about that. And she's absolutely wonderful. And a lot of our health insurance, 95% of her clients get to see her for free using their health insurance. And I didn't know my health insurance covered seeing a registered dietitian, and it does. My insurance is going to change in January, though, so I'm hoping it still does. But Southwest Dietitian Group is fantastic, and they do take people who are you could do it over the computer, telehealth, something like that. They could do it that way and use your insurance as well as seeing her in person. Oh, I'm so glad. And all of them at that group are wonderful. I see Taylor and Maya are the 2 that I end up seeing so far. And we got Cindy here just saying thanks so much for getting ready for her wedding. Yeah. And Paula says, no, it wasn't extra food, Michelle. I was eating below my resting metabolic rate. Okay. Sometimes when you eat too little, like way, way, way below your resting metabolic rate, you'll start losing weight again once you add extra food to break that stall. Lorraine's eat a cheeseburger theory. Yeah. And you know what? I think for me too, having the 5 days where I was eating extra from Thanksgiving Day through Monday night, and then going from that back down to eating below my resting metabolic rate, eating 1,200 to 1,400 calories. I lost that 2 pounds right away, and I'm hoping it'll help me to lose some more. Even every now and again, you have to do that. And Paula says, oh, okay. Yes, I upped my calories, but I also upped movement, which is very helpful. And if you can do strength training, that is really the special sauce. I just started doing that October 1st, and that's been really helpful. Denise says, I use the Fairlife chocolate unfiltered milk in my coffee. Yep, and it's so good. And Michelle said, Paula, that's how I broke mine too. Eat a little more and exercised. And Paula said, I wish I'd known to do that earlier, Michelle. This is a learning experience for sure. And Michelle says, same, 2-month stall, but got it broke and kept going. Congrats on getting through. And Paula has a question. Gina, how are you able to eat below your resting metabolic rate? I thought you should eat above that. That's what I was told to do. Well, I did talk to Maya and Taylor about that. I shouldn't go below the 12 to 1300 calories.
So they gave you that amount. Don't go
Yeah,
below this.
yeah. My resting metabolism is really pretty high. It's because I did the resting metabolism test where you put the machine over your nose and mouth and breathe into it in Maya's office. And 1,611 calories was my resting metabolism. But it seemed like my body was doing the thing called metabolic, oh gosh, adaptation. So my body had adapted to my calories, and I was eating when that 4 months that I didn't lose any weight and I was at a stall. I think I was eating, about 16 around 1,600 calories was my average, and the scale wasn't moving. And then when I ate below it, that was different. So, you got to do something different. And so that was different to eat 1,300 calories, 300 even below that. And then the other thing that I did that was different is I added strength training, where I'd been avoiding strength training. I have a little bit of a frozen left shoulder, but I started going to physical therapy for that now. And I've got some stretches and stuff to do. And I added strength training. And that's really made a difference for me. And I've got that scale, the body Hume Health Body Pod scale, where I step on it and then I hold the two electrode things on the handlebars, and it sends a little bit of electricity. You can't feel it, but it sends just a little bit of electrical pulse through me. And it's showing that I'm losing a lot more pounds of fat, even though it's only been, a couple of pounds. That looked like I was just down like a couple of pounds, but I actually have lost a few pounds of fat and I've gained a few pounds of muscle. So the recomposition of my body is working out really well. And right now I'm trying to average around 1,300 to 1,400 calories, even though it's below my resting metabolism. And then later, I'm going to need to eat more calories for at least a couple of weeks and then dip down again. It's just having to mix things up is how you break a stall. But it's always good to talk to your registered dietitian about that, or your doctor. And anyway, and Pam says, lactose intolerant here. Fairlife is A-okay for me. I need to get some of their chocolate milk soon. It's so good, you guys. It is so delicious. And Denise says, rotisserie chicken, Fairlife milk, and Fairlife shakes, and boiled eggs are my go-to. Those are all good stuff. And she said, so my fridge is a split. Healthy stuff is mine, and I buy stuff for house sitter when I go away, and it stays in the freezer until next time, except veggies. I don't eat frozen much. I eat fresh mostly. That's good to know. And Paula, and she's lost over 100 pounds, you guys. And Paula says, Denise, I get rotisserie chicken at Costco. It's delicious. Me too. And we even get the rotisserie chicken that where they've pulled off all of the chicken breast, and it comes in a big pack. And then Jeff unpacks it and puts it in 4-ounce baggies. So then it's easy to go. And we used to do 3, but Taylor
trying to get
at
more protein.
Southwest Dietitian Group wanted me to have some more protein. She said, instead of 3-ounce bags of chicken, can you make those 4-ounce bags? And so I was like, sure. So we're doing that now. And Barb says, I eat hard-boiled eggs every day right now. I go through phases. I might not eat them again for months. Me too. I do that too. I go through phases with my stuff. And Paula said, you would laugh at our fridge, Gina and Jeff. My husband loves pickles, and we have a lot of them. Mindy had a lot of hot sauces. She must have had 50 different little things of hot sauces. I thought that was funny too. And Barb says, for me, calories are calories. Doesn't matter how much protein for me. Calories are more important for me. Okay. And Denise says, Paula, I have to get mine at Sam's or Walmart. And Sam's are good too. We don't have them at Walmart. And Barb says, no, she doesn't really count calories too much, but she has a general idea of what I eat. I have AI count my groceries calories every few months. I eat between 1,200 to 1,400 calories a day, closer to 1,200. I'm very short and small, so that's why mine are still so low. That's been my average for at least 2 years. Hey, and it worked for her. She lost 280 pounds, and she's at her goal weight. she's a rock star. And she does a lot of walking too. And Cindy says, I just signed up with them. I'm so excited. I have 50 pounds left. That's so great, Cindy. And Paula says, who did you sign up with? And she says, yay, I'll be happy to see Maya again. I see Josie and my insurance does cover it. Oh, great. I hear she's really cool. And she loves to do the online stuff at Southwest. All right. And Cindy's at Southwest too. Dietitian group. Yeah. That's so great, you guys. And Cindy says, I need help with the last 50. So it's been a struggle. I hear you. And I've got so I am 197 and I want to be 154 because I was 254 at my highest. So that'd be 100 pounds down. So I still got a ways to go. I'm right there with you guys. So you'll get to be seeing a lot of me as I do this. It's going to take me a while, but that's okay. And Paula says, oh, okay, Gina, I understand. I am strength training. Yep. And that is good stuff. All right. That is all of the comments. Let's check to see who gets to wear the crown. We get 3 crown winners today. And let's check to see which shipmates where they run. And I'm not going live tomorrow on Sunday, since we did this Saturday instead, because I am doing an event tomorrow. But I got permission from Sunshine Acres Children's Home to be able to do a YouTube live tomorrow at the event. All the kids, they're okay, and they signed the waivers that they can be in pictures and things. So if we get a chance tomorrow, we'll do a quick live. If you guys want to have a ton of joy and see a ton of joy, you really need to see this event tomorrow.
I don't like joy.
You don't like joy? Okay. He's being silly.
I like joy.
You like joy. And gosh, let me get on here. Here we go. He's being silly. And top fans. All right. Number 3 is Barb. Health at any cost. Yay. Number 2 is Frankly Michelle. Woohoo. And number 1 is Denise. Yay. All right, everybody. Oh, I got one more. Michelle says, Tazzy, the strength training and walking is helping me lose those last 20. It's so hard when you get closer. Yep, but so worth it. All right, everybody. Love you guys. I'll see you Monday night for my Manjaro Monday Live at the normal time. 6:30, 5:30 here in Arizona, 6:30 Central. All right, everybody. Hold on to your anchor moments and make it a great day. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Mwah.